In this video, I will explain how to determine if a table of values represents a function. So a table of values represents a function only if each input has exactly one output. Or in other words, if each x only has one y value. So I have three examples for us to work through here. Let's take a look at this first table of x and y values. We just want to check, does each x value only have one y value? So for example, the value 0. When we plug in 0 for x, we get 3 for y. So the value 0 only occurs one time and it only has one output value of 3. We could look at the next value, x value of 1. When we plug in 1, we get a y value of 4. And we can just work our way through this table and we can see that each x value in this x column only has one y value as output. So we would say that yes, this table of values does represent a function. Let's take a look at the second table. We've got this group of x and y values. So again, we can just work through the x column. We can check, does each value of x only have one y value as output? Well, this is 0, has an output, a y output of 2. And now here we encounter a problem. When x is equal to 1, this is telling us y is equal to 4. But then we see when x is equal to 1 in this row, actually y is equal to 9. So this is a problem. Each x, the ones have two different y values. So this is not a function. We would say no, this table does not represent a function because each x value does not only have exactly one y value. The ones, when we plug in a 1, it's producing two different values. So no, this is not a function. Let's take a look at this third table. We can once again just check the x column. So for each value of x, is there only one value of y? So for example, when we plug in x is equal to -1, we get a 1 as an output. When we plug in x is 0, we get y equals 0. When we plug in x equals 1, we get y equals 1. So this one almost trips us up. We can see that these two y values are the same, but that's okay because all we care about is, does each x value only have one y value as the output? So the y's are allowed to repeat. What would be a problem is if the x's had two different y values. So we can see that this x of -1 produces a value of 1. We can see that this x value of 1 produces a value of 1. But looking at only this x column, we can see that each x value only has one y value that corresponds to it. So we would say that yes, this table of values does represent a function. Thanks for watching, guys.